Hey man, what's good with y'all boys? It's your man ChaMoma back with another video. Hey, NBA 2K22 is finally here. We've been waiting for this game for a while. Us getting NBA 2K21 two times and both of the games being somewhat subpar. Hopefully NBA 2K22 has high hopes, and so far as what I'm seeing, the game is looking actually good. This might end up being one of the best 2Ks that we had in a nice little minute. But with your best 2Ks, and always when you start out with a 2K, you always have to start out with a build. So today I'm gonna end up showing y'all boys the best build, the best point guard build on NBA 2K22 current gen. Oh my guys, that's on NBA 2K22 next gen. Hey, I didn't forget about you guys. I didn't forget about y'all. A video on my builds that's going to be coming very soon. Point guards, lockdown, slasher. But for right now, NBA 2K22 current gen, they have added 2 to 4 new pie charts in the game. But the pie chart we're going to end up touching today is the pie chart is mostly seen the Hall of Fame shooting and the Hall of Fame playmaking. Of being one of the best guard builds in the game, I usually make the build 6'4". Making the build 6'4", it was actually a good build to use, but as 2K is every year, the build system is going to change and the meta is going to change. But as Mike Wang has said before, the shorter the player is, the faster they will move, and they will be very quicker than taller players, and that's how it should be. Me choosing the yellow-green pie chart in my physical profile, I went with the speed pie chart at the top. With me making this build, I'm gonna make it similar to somewhat of 2K21 current gen last year. So it's gonna be like somewhat of a blueprint, but how they end up doing it this year, they end up lowering some of the badge points. You can somewhat get the same badge points, but it's not really possible to end up getting 10 badge points on defense without you having to restrict something with the shooting or losing badge points on playmaking. Finishing category, I end up maxing out my finishing. I maxed out with the driving layup and the driving dunk. But when it comes to the shooting, I maxed out my first 3 things: mid-range, corner, and free throw. Those 3 things, they end up giving me 21 badge points. And I'm not gonna lie to you, with NBA 2K22 adding new badges to the game, yes, they added a lot of new badges to the game, especially with the shooting and especially with the playmaking. A lot of you guys might want to experiment with the badges, but I'm gonna talk more about that later. But as we get into the playmaking of this build, you're gonna end up getting this playmaking, max it out, pass accuracy, max it out, and you're gonna end up trying to get at least 22 to 23 playmaking badges. 22 right now, but look, I'm gonna show you a better way to finesse this. Defense, most of you guys, I know some of y'all play with lockdowns, and this year lockdowns are gonna be very current on every type of court, because you're gonna end up playing a lockdown with a 67 3-pointer, 75 3-pointer, and they're gonna be able to shoot threes. So you're gonna see a lockdown almost every game that you play. It's gonna be very more current that you usually see when it's just one lockdown. You might get 2, but when it comes to defense, I'm gonna end up making my defense, I'm gonna get 8 defensive badges on this build. Right now, I only have 7 defensive badges, but I have 4 attributes left over. The thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the last few attributes that I have, I'm gonna upgrade it with my playmaking. I'm gonna take 1 off of my driving dunk and add it to my interior defense, where I can have the badge count of 123, 23, and 8. Right here, hands down, this is one of the best playmaking shot creator builds you're gonna get. One of the best guard builds you're gonna get. It's a lot of good guard builds you're gonna be able to see this year, especially with the variety of being able to shoot with a lower 3-pointer. With this one, this is gonna be the go-to. The go-to right here, and then you can get real saucy with it because you got Hall of Fame playmaking badges. Hall of Fame playmaking badges, plus you having a small Myplayer and having the speed advantage over players. This player is gonna move like Zeus. But look, when it comes to the weight, I'm gonna make this weight of this build, you can do 165 to 169. It doesn't make a difference. But the height of the build of being 6'2", you're gonna move so fast, it's not gonna make no sense. Once you get badges on this build, you're gonna move so fast. And even with the defense that is being very good on this game, you're gonna end up still be able to get open with screens, with ISO. But look, making my wingspan, minimum wingspan, I ended up getting some more on my 3-pointer and my ball control. But as me having my certain takeovers of these 3, if I would have ended up making long wingspan, I would have ended up having block take. But out of these 3s I have from playmaking, sharp, and shot creator, I'm gonna end up using sharpshooter takeover. Sharpshooter takeover has not let us down so far. But if you guys end up getting this video to 300 likes, I'll end up dropping my crazy ISO build. Like, when I say this build is crazy, it is crazy. It's tall, it's fast. this build is actually insane. If this video get 300 likes, I got y'all, but I'm not gonna leave y'all boys right here. Y'all got the build, but I gotta show you the badges. Since there's new badges in the game, I can't leave you like that. So I'm gonna show you what I will use for my badge setup. I'll show you some of the best badge setups, since it's badges from next gen. Some of you guys who never experienced next gen, I can maybe go over some of the badges for y'all. But as the first thing, I'm gonna show you the shooting badges on this, as I have 23. I'm looking at it, it's some new badges and it's some reoccurring badges from NBA 2K21 next gen and NBA 2K21 current gen. As you see, Deadeye, and new badges like Mismatch Expert, Lucky Sevens, and then you end up having a Sniper badge. But with me end up messing around with this Mismatch Expert badge, I do recommend this badge. I'm telling you, if you're a guard, make sure you use this badge. I'm telling you, if somebody over you 2 inches, like say if you're 6'2" and somebody's 6'4", this badge is going to end up popping up. They have to be at least 2 inches taller than you, or any player that's taller than you around 2 inches. They're in up, you'll be able to get a high boost in your 3-pointer, high boost in any shot you put up. And especially with you using the blinders from NBA 2K21 next gen on this game, it'll be end up going crazy. But look, as you got clutch shooter, badges like that, catch and shoot, corner specialist, and volume shooter, badges that return with slippery off ball. There's badges you might not seen like rhythm shooter, set shooter. Those are badges that came from next gen. But them badges are actually great. But when I'm actually setting this up, when I will say if I'm using this build right now and I have the badges, these will be the badges I would use. But with this badge, the Lucky Sevens, you get a boost if you end up shooting a shot early in the shot clock. It has to be around the 7-second mark. Anything above before 7 seconds, 7 seconds into the clock, not as 7 seconds on the clock, 7 seconds into the clock, you will end up getting a great amount of boost on that shot that you end up taking. But look, looking at all these badges, especially all the badges, all these badges definitely work. That's one thing I can say. That's the thing about it. I don't know how well they're going to end up working. I can't say they work, but I want to know how well the badges end up working. But as we get into the playmaking, this is one of the main core things that can really change how your MyPlayer moves. As we end up knowing, we got ankle breaker, bailout, and then you got bullet passer. If you didn't play next gen and you was a current gen player, bullet passer, it does change the speed of how you pass the ball. If you don't have bullet passer on, I'm gonna tell you this now, defenders are going to be able to steal that ball very easily. And also with you not having bullet passer, is going to give a crazy weird catch animation to anybody that's catching the ball. But as of Glued Hands is a returning badge from 2K18 that helps you catch the ball and gather the ball better. But as you see, we got Unpluckable, and we have something called Quick Chain. Quick Chain is to be able to have the ability to combo up or move the ball way faster than it is, putting combos together. And then I was thinking about it. I was thinking about the new badges that I've seen, like Hyperdrive. And I know this badge right here, I see it on almost every guard on the game. From the Steph Currys, from the Damian Lillards, from the James Hardens, from the Kyrie Irvings, they all have this badge at least on go. So one thing I'm gonna end up doing, if you're somebody that's not gonna use ankle breaker, I will end up putting this badge on least gold, and then end up putting quick chain on Hall of Fame. When you're doing that, I can definitely tell you, especially if you're somebody that knows how to dribble and you know how to combo up, those two combinations are going to be crazy. But look, as we get into the defensive part of this build, most of the time, if you're using this build, you're going to sit corner and you're going to have interceptor, intimidator, stuff like that. But if you're somebody that doesn't have a lockdown on your team, you're going to end up having that pick dodger on gold, intimidator on silver, and clamps. That's why I always go with at least 8 defensive badges, especially if you're somebody that's not a consistent group of people playing. You're like a casual person, you'll be able to have the ability to play defense and not be on a whole island by yourself, or just get hit by screens back and forth. But if it was up to me, with the new menace badge that they have, that could work as well. But look, as having clamps, intimidator, interceptor, and ball ripper will be the only 4 badges that I would use if I was playing off ball. But when it comes to playing on ball, like I told you, clamps, intimidator, and then you'll end up having pick dodger. That's based on if them screens really hit like that. You never know. So having that badge would definitely come in handy. But when it comes to finishing, these finishing badges, since you only got 1 finishing badge, you really don't gotta really worry about nothing. But all these finishing badges that you're seeing, there's a lot of new finishing badges. We got fast twitch, we got limitless takeoff, and that is a crazy badge, especially if somebody's gonna make a slasher build or somebody's gonna make a build that can dunk. That badge right there is gonna be crazy. But I'm gonna get more in depth into these badges about which ones are the best or not just to use, especially if you're a slasher, a sharpshooter, any type of things like this. It can be for shooting badges. I'm gonna actually put a full in-depth video for those specific badges. So as we only have one playmaking badge and we are a playmaking shot creator, the best thing to put this on is on Pro Touch. But look, if you enjoyed this video and you're gonna end up making this build, drop a like on this video, subscribe, put on post notifications so you don't miss more videos like this. It been your man ChaMoma, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.